Hello, everybody, and welcome to What's 3D Printing, your favorite 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time broadcast from the Eastern Seaboard. 3D printing related live stream with a guy in the upstairs and a guy in the basement, one guy from America and one guy from Canada. I am Glenn from Fun King 3D, and with me, of course, is my buddy James from
How's it
Print
going,
Empire.
everybody? That's me.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to tell the story now. So I put in chat just a little bit ago that you were late again and that you must be on Canadian time. So I was watching the countdown go down, and it was like a minute, and I sent James a message on Twitter, and so I'm like, what am I gonna do? And I thought I'm just gonna go live, and so so I got myself like full screen, and I click the start broadcast, and then it says like, are you sure you want to go live? And my mouse is over the button, and I'm about to click it, and he popped in, and I'm like, whoa, false alarm.
Glad I caught you at the last second, I guess.
Well, I mean, I would have brought you in afterwards. It would, would have been.
No,
It would have been different, but the same.
No. It's like in school where it used to be show up before the bell or sit in the hallway until after the class.
It looks like Lars was the first one to join us today, or at least the first one to say something. And we got Sergio in here, Sean Butler, Alan Osborne, Darren Anton, 3D Homebrew, Clint, Nadav, and Paul Cumber has slid in here in the morning, in the early part.
He slid your DMs.
Monkey is here, and Stephen the Lightspeed.
G'day.
All right, so I need to preface this stream with I have to duck out like exactly on time today, or maybe even a little bit early.
That's okay.
That was the bad idea part. So the 13th, for those, I'm going to tell the story for those that don't know. This is where it always gets dark. December 13th was my daughter's birthday, and we lost her in Hurricane Charlie in 2004 at the ripe old age of 8. So December 13th every year we do an event. I don't know how else to categorize it, but we do a type of celebration here at the house where I invite a bunch of strangers to my house, which makes me super uncomfortable, but whatever. But we have Santa here. Santa is here live every year, December 13th. From 7 to 9. So I've been prepping for the last 2 days for this. There's a lot that goes into getting ready to allow people to come to the house, but block them from being able to get in the grass where all the cords are and stuff. And this year we actually set up an area for Santa to be in one of the. I have 2 single garage doors on my front of my house, and we made a little area in there for him. So should we get bad weather this year, Santa will be dry. But being the event starts at 7, I got to duck out right away so that I am ready to go when people get here. Now, this event is outside my comfort zone because we post it publicly to things like Facebook and invite anybody and everybody to show up, which this year it seems to have gotten very good attention because a lot of places don't have a live Santa.
You're the only business in town, essentially.
Yeah. So I mean, we got to be extra careful and make sure that people are abiding by our rules of wearing a mask so that nobody gets Santa sick. And of course, I don't want to get it.
I saw a drawing that pertains to that, and it was so it's Santa in current times, and he's in a mall, and little Billy climbs up onto his lap, and Santa says to little Billy, "What would you like for Christmas?" And Billy says, "I'd like to be healthy." And then the next clip of the comic strip is Santa pushing him off his lap and being like, "Is the little something contagious?" And the mother's like, "He's got like," and it was also something dark, but it wasn't like, it was something that would not be contagious. But Santa sends him flying 6 feet. That's a sign of the times.
Yeah. Well,
I'm I'm trying not to be
We kicked it around a lot back and forth on how we were going to handle this. We were going to have Santa, but have him like blocked off.
Yep.
And then that didn't feel good. So through conversation with Santa, we have a big memorial bench, like the kind that you'd see in a park.
Yep.
The ones that are made out of like recycled old Big Mac cartons, from back in the day.
Yep.
We actually bought it and donated it to a playground at one point. It's a memorial bench, but they ended up tearing down the playground and expanding the building over the top of the playground. So they gave it back, which was nice of them because it means more to us than it would anybody else. So it's big. It's like 7 feet long. So we have Santa sitting at one end of that, and then we have some staged packages in the middle, and then the kid will be able to sit on the other side. The parents will still get to have a picture, but the two of them won't be on top of each other.
And it'll just be a commentary as they go through these photos in years to come on what this year was like for people.
Well, yeah, I mean, it sucks, but it
Making
is
the best of it.
It is going to be where you get to look back and go, oh, remember that time when it sucked?
Yep.
So
I've sold quite a few COVID-19 related Christmas decorations at this point.
Well, and I bought the one that was going around with the head
toilet paper
and
and
the mask and the toilet paper. Yeah.
Yep.
And in fact, the first one that I bought, I think I showed it on stream.
It was smashed.
Yeah, it was broken, which means, like made it even
Perfect.
more special to me. Yeah. But my wife made me buy another one because that one only had 2 heads and there's 4 of us.
Oh.
So she's like, well, I want the one with 4. So and then the next one that came in was made out of like rubber. I don't know. Clint, I have a video from 2018 and I can share that right now. It's been tagged for copyright infringement, but that's because I used somebody else's music. I don't know why it posted a link like that. Let me fix that.
I'm trying to peel away support material on my latest print, and I don't have a pair of pliers, so I'm trying not to end up with 15,000 plastic slivers.
We're here.
That'd be helpful if I could reach them.
But yeah, Clint, that's from 2018. I have not shot this year's yet because I am a lazy procrastinating. No, it's been non-stop. I am utterly exhausted. I thought I was getting sick this morning, not like COVID sick, just sick. But I took a nap and I feel better now. I don't sleep anymore.
I released a new video yesterday.
I know. I retweeted it.
I saw that.
You know what I didn't see?
What?
I didn't see your DM about Letterkenny because it was open on this machine.
Happens to me all the time. I leave a direct message either on Facebook or Twitter open to somebody, and then I come back a week later. I'm like, oh, this person's been messaging me, and I haven't been replying because it's automatically getting marked as read.
Yeah. So it was still open on this machine from last week, and then, in fact, it's like Twitter puts that little message box down in the window or down in the corner now.
Yep.
So I'm actually gonna click completely out of yours, and we'll see if that helps. So, but I did end up watching that, and I'm excited about the new season of Letterkenny. And Uncle Ron has joined us with a howdy
doody time.
So, Santa bubble. I didn't see that. Oh, that's what I should have done. I should have got one of those big hamster balls.
Oh, like bubble boy balls.
Yeah.
Yep.
So our Santa he's a professional Santa. I mean, not all year long, just this time of year.
I think it'd be more ironic if somebody became a full-time Santa 24/7, 365.
There actually are guys like that. So
they have a holly jolly Christmas. Doesn't matter what time of year.
When I was working at Best Buy, I was at customer service, and a guy came up and he was standing in line, and I went over and I leaned over to him and I said, "I know who you are," like that, and he kind of like looked at me and goes, and I said, "Yeah, I know who you are." And then he started laughing, and he pulls out his wallet and gives me a business card that said "Ho to the third power."
Nice.
Dude, so that video is crazy. Yeah, the show runs 5 songs. I think it's 5 songs. I'm currently working on a 6th one. It's about 18 minutes worth, and then we have 12 minutes of just the lights being on. The show starts every hour and a half hour, which I recently learned is top of the hour and bottom of the hour. I didn't know that. That's really official. I am working on another song. Hopefully I'll get that added in the next few days. I'm waiting on my new laptop to get here. UPS slow as all get out.
The song is I Like Big Butts by Sir Mix-a-Lot.
It would be I Like Big Bulbs because it has to be Christmas related.
I like big bulbs even if they cannot light.
No, I don't like the ones that don't light. Those actually make me angry.
I only turn them on at night.
Yeah, it takes me. Well, some of those songs took about 40 hours of programming. I've gotten quicker, but and some songs are easier than others. But I like to be very, very detailed. Kind of like Local on the 8s. Exactly, Sean. Yeah, I like to take my time and make sure that everything is perfectly in sync, and that goes with my OCD though. But some of the shows, and I'm not bashing on anybody. Everybody does a great job, but some of the automated shows, it just looks like chaos to me. So
just phoning it in.
Yeah, well, there's an option in the software that and I use it. Like, there's places where I just have everything blinking, and it's kind of a random blink, and people will use that entirely too much because it is technically then timed to the beat, but it's not right. It's not right.
Maybe next year I'll surprise, because I'm assuming Kayleen's not watching. She was just talking with friends on a chat program when I came downstairs, so I'm assuming she's still doing that, not watching. Maybe next year I'll surprise her. Like I'll spend the rest of the year working here and there and getting electronics and stuff set up, and then we'll go full tilt. She says she wants to have a full tilt Christmas. We're not going home for Christmas this year, so I think probably next year we will. So we'll see. It's the kind of thing too is like I don't want to go full out with the decorations if we're not going to be here. So
yeah, but it's I mean, depending on how long you're going to be gone, because I light on Black Friday, which is the day after our Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And I run all the way until New Year's. At midnight, New Year's Eve, it plays Auld Lang Syne like 6 times in a row, like this crazy DJ version of it. And until last year, nobody else had ever seen it but us. Like, we go outside every year at midnight and it plays, and we bring in the new year, and nobody has ever driven by. Like, it is just dead calm out there. Last year, 2 cars drove by.
It's the highlight of the season.
I'm like, oh, well, the mystery's been solved. So we've seen it now. But do yourself a favor, and however you set it up, make sure it runs on a timer. That is the best part of what I did. Because I used to have to, like, back before I automated everything and it was all just, a static Christmas light display, yep. I would have to be here to turn it on. Now, again, for those of you who don't know, I know I've told this before, so some of you know, but when I built my house, I had 400 amps of power brought into the house, which is ridiculous if you don't know.
It's like double what the
it is. This house would easily run on a 200 amp service. That's what a typical 2,000 square foot home needs. But what I did was I brought in 400 and not 320 residential. I brought in 400 amps of power, and I have a huge commercial meter on the side of my house. I should take a picture of that and share it one day. So I have 200 amps breaking off to the house, and then I have 200 amps that breaks off and goes to all my outside outlets, and then it also breaks off from there and feeds my big garage. So at no point, like, I can be out there welding and whatever, and it doesn't affect the house, and vice versa. I wanted to make sure, like, houses in the past, we couldn't run the microwave when the Christmas lights were on. It was too much. We couldn't run the heater when the Christmas lights were on.
My wife's kettle and the microwave are side by side, and occasionally she will forget and she'll turn them both on at the same time. And then
they're both in the same outlet.
Yeah, and like it's a 1600-watt kettle and a 1500-watt microwave. So
no, those don't work well together. So,
well, and the thing is too is it's on a power bar. The breaker or the power bar it has on it has a breaker built into it. So it flips that, but like half the time I forget, so I make it all the way downstairs, and then I'm like, nothing's flipped. Oh, and I'm like, back upstairs, reset the power bar, you know.
Well, yeah, and what I did, the meter can outside breaks off to 2 outside electrical panels because you have to have access outside for the fire department to shut your stuff off should your house be on fire, and then that's where it splits garage to Christmas light, and it comes inside. So I have a panel in my garage. I have 2 panels in my garage, but I have one just for the Christmas light outlets. So I would just shut the main breaker off on that, but I would have to be here to turn them on and to turn them off.
Yep.
And it was a pain. So now with the new system, and you can get regular timers, which would be fine too. Some of my stuff that's not part of the show still turns on and off by timer, but
right.
Glenn flipping the power on and off in time with the music. I've actually told people that, Uncle Ron. Maybe I told you that. I don't know. It's Clint said, I know how much work it is behind the scene. I'm a light tech for stage. Yeah, that's way more work than I go through. Mine now is set up where, like, most of my decorations go into storage in one piece, so I don't really have to put them together. All the lights on the house are mounted on pipe, so I bring out a 26-foot section, boom, put it up on the gutters. That kind of stuff goes a lot quicker. Dave said Glenn uses almost as much power for his Christmas lights than I do for my extrusion line. Very possibly, Dave. Very possibly.
I'm so proud.
In fact, it was pretty funny because they had run the wire. When I put my temporary power pole in, they came and they ran the wire underneath to the temporary power pole. And before we moved it to the house, I called the power company to be sure that they put the right size, wiring and cabling in for 400 amp service. And the lady said, "Why do you need 400 amp service?" And I said, "Well, I have a big detached garage, and I'm also running my house." And she's like, "So?" And I said, "Well, I also do a big Christmas light display." And she's like, "So?" So they came out. They sent an engineer out to check it, and so I took her into the big garage where I had all the Christmas lights stored, and I'm like, "That's what we bought this year." And she looked at these 2 huge shelves full of Christmas lights, and she said, "All right, I'll have your meter housing ready on Monday." So I didn't even have to buy the meter housing; they gave it to me. So. And it's a bolt-in meter. So, like, if you don't pay your electric bill, they come out and they pull your meter and they turn it and they set it back into the casing so that your power is disconnected. For me, they have to actually disconnect it at the pole. So,
Just cleaning up all the support material I just pulled out of this print.
Uncle Ron said, "I want to rabbit a groove in my face and put strip of LEDs in and put plexi over it." You can actually buy RGB strips in an aluminum channel with acrylic over the front of it.
So I'm going to switch camera angles for a second because I'm always working on something else. Overhead? Mind the mess.
Oh, that's a great camera angle.
I don't want to have to. I don't have to.
A lot like this one. Let's just do the rest of the show like this.
I don't want to have to unplug and replug this thing in every single time that we do one of these streams. Deactivate. Activate.
Well, it's Logitech. How many Logitech cameras are you running?
Just the one.
Just the one. See, I don't have problems with my just one. It's when I add the second one.
I don't.
Of course, I say that my overhead camera doesn't work, and it's some off-brand one. But it could have gotten unplugged from the cats running behind my desk too. So I've been really bad about watching chat. So Uncle Ron said, "I'm not going to see it in person again this year." No, we don't want your New York Corona butt coming down here.
Coronavirus. I guess part of my troubleshooting is always going to be: have you unplugged it and plugged it back in?
I set up a help desk software so that when the people at work need help, now they have to go through a help desk.
Yep.
Open a ticket, and you can set up canned replies, and that's my first one. You try turning it off and
back off again.
So Grant and I were testing it, and he sends me a ticket that says my computer is on fire. I can't respond to him. Maybe try turning it off and back on.
Okay, I'm gonna try doing this and seeing if it comes back up. It probably will. There it goes.
Okay, we got half. Oh, there
things are a mess. As you can see, everybody at work wants Among Us figurines printed for their desks. So that's what I'm doing.
Wow.
I literally have a bowl full of...
I still haven't even ever played that game.
Oh, so you're not Among Us then?
No, I'm not among anybody.
Okay.
I try to avoid it. I try to avoid us. I'm among nobody.
So one of the things, sorry, my cords are all wrapped up here. The condition of my desk is pretty much a representation of my life at this point. Oh, that's perfect. That is the perfect way for that to go. I didn't think it could be more accurate, but there we go.
We need to lay down a funky beat for that.
Okay, so this, which has got a freaking cord wrapped up because I just put an Amazon box on top of it. I'm just gonna quit the stream now.
You have to read Uncle Ron's comment. I don't really want to read that out loud.
That makes sense.
YouTube has gotten to the point now where they're like deleting and blocking things depending on what you mention. So we already don't talk about politics, but maybe we shouldn't talk about coronavirus either.
Don't want to get tagged for false or misleading information, even if it's even if it's as a joke.
Dave said that's what my vision looks like after a bottle of Jameson.
I had an uncle that used to call me Jameson, and I didn't know it was a form of alcohol until I was much older. He said, "How are you, Jameson?" My dad calls me Jameson still, actually. Or maybe he's asking for Jameson.
That's bringing up a lot of questions.
Maybe my name's actually Jameson because it was involved in my creation.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe there was some involved that night.
Okay, this is the 64 or the 64. You can see it says the 64. It's a recreation of a Commodore 64. I forget what the exact model is, but joystick. So it comes with the miniature C64, and it's like okay, but not great. The buttons are a little clicky, but like the joystick doesn't feel very good and stuff like that. So I've been working on a design for a professional version of it that takes actual arcade-sized parts, but keeps the general form factor. So like the single player holding. And one of the things I did, so this is a Sanwa joystick. Well, it's a clone, but its physical dimensions are about the same. I'm looking for the piece that. Okay, so since I don't have it, I don't seem to have it handy. Actually, give me 1 second because it was literally just here. Okay, there's usually a metal plate attached to the top of this. So this is usually like a rectangle shape, and that's what you use to mount it. So I removed that, and then I tried to model the screw holes for the screws that attached it to the metal plate, and then the general shape of the back of it, so that I could gain that extra 1.75 millimeters back of clearance, and also so that it's not as big around.
Right.
Because I wanted to pack the controls in tighter. And so this is the first fitting. And that's press fit. First shot.
That is sweet.
I feel successful now. So of course the
That's
screws probably
gonna
aren't
be a
actually going up.
USB interface.
So I'm playing with an idea. It was just going to be USB interface, and then I was talking to another guy in the community. I won't share his name unless I know that he's going to be okay with it. But he built a actual C64 joystick, and he used an Arduino in his build. So now I'm playing with the idea of having an Arduino in mine, and if I use an Arduino Leonardo, sorry, not Leonard, Leonardo, it actually has the ability to be a USB joystick. Like it can be a gamepad. You can tell it that hey, you're a gamepad, and it'll show up as one. So I'm thinking about having dual cables coming out where the Arduino feeds USB HID information back to the computer or whatever it's connected to, so it works as a USB device. But the Arduino actually also sends a signal, so it toggles the inputs for the standard like 9-pin Commodore Atari, whatever, so that it'll actually work on both. So that's where I'm at with that. I'm also probably missing a screw at this point.
That is sweet.
So that's something I've been playing with.
But now you also have to print a sleeve to go over the joystick itself so that it's black and not chrome.
Well, on this one it's red, but I guess that would be the same. Yeah, I'm actually. So the other thing is too is that you can't see it in here. Maybe there is a ring on the joystick itself that sits up that would actually go through the metal platform,
right?
And that press fit in there as well. So, like that, I'm patting myself on the back for getting my tolerances right for in the first shot. But
nice.
Now I can't find the last screw. Shucks, darn it.
Paul Cumber is offering to send me some snow. No, thank you.
Oh, I just found the last joystick, last screw.
It's warm enough here that I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts again.
Uncle Ron wants to know if my middle name is Neat or On the Rocks. It depends on what kind of weekend I've had.
Well, apparently by your desk right now, it's not neat.
No. I have several projects that are all on the way that I was getting started again on after that video on the arcade cabinet, but I posted that video. I've been trying to figure out how to self-advertise myself because my channel isn't really growing much. And I'm not good at it, or people don't care about my content. It's one of the two.
Well, self promotion is always hard. People take it wrong. Look who the cat dragged in. Hello, Matt.
James, your desk looks like mine. I mean, I think my desk looks like a lot of makers. I clean it a bit before I film stuff. Or I have this thing I do. Here, let me show you. Let me show you how I usually handle this. So I look at the outline of the space that I've got, and then I just start doing this. Oh,
that's off camera, and that's off camera.
Look at how much progress I'm making.
I don't even want to show you what my desk and bench look like right now.
I'm going to assume that you've gone through the process that I am replicating right now a couple of times, probably.
Well, that desk is completely off camera. You can't see the one that I actually work at. And this one is good right to here.
Oh, here. I've got my I forget what this is called now. The thing. There. Just got you demonetized.
Yeah.
How to get Oh, I dropped it. Oh well.
Yeah, this setup is good that I can push everything forward because I have two of these benches. So one of them is completely off camera, so you can't see all the crap that's up here. But and then outside of the view this way.
My YouTube channel is now going to be how to get demonetized in 5 simple steps. Actually, it's 7.
Uncle Ron said a clean desk is a sign of a damaged brain. Paul Cumber, I will definitely check I have not checked my my P.O. box in quite some time, but I will check that.
I didn't know if I was getting.
Matt said you're doing it wrong. Just weasel your arm in against the desk.
With what?
You know, like scrape it all off with your arm.
I did consider that, but then I'd end up just stepping on the stuff. Okay, so far I've got the joystick to press fit. So now the question is, are the arcade buttons that I'm going to use press fit? Yep. Now, that's not too much of a shock because these are the same buttons I've used on my cabinets before.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, you've done that a few times.
Yeah. However, these holes here, I designed without even having the buttons in hand. I just trusted that the documentation provided on the very official-looking Amazon store I bought them off of was going to be accurate. So I'm assuming at some point this is all going to go to poo-poo.
Hey, everybody, listen to Dan and smash that like button. I hate that term, smash the like button.
I like the smash button instead.
You like the smash button?
Yep. Okay, so that fits. That fits. That fits.
27 watching and 13 thumbs up, but it is December 13th, so.
There's the I gotta put the ball back on it now to give the full look. That is my version of a pro Commodore 64 joystick, as long as you don't ask me to flip it over.
That's pretty sweet.
I'm actually curious how it's gonna feel. Because the idea of this is that you're supposed to be able to play it left-handed or right-handed, right? Like on the original joystick, right. I think they were all linked to the same button, but.
Well, yeah, because to push the left button with your right hand or the right button with your left hand would be a little uncomfortable.
Yep.
But yeah, I think they did the same thing.
Well, I think that turned out pretty decent.
It looks really cool.
The only thing is, so yes, so the buttons fit, but I'll see if I can show it on camera. So there's the main. I'm just trying to see if I can get maybe a side profile.
So they have the hex nut that holds them in.
Yeah, and they also have a what's
washer?
the yeah, but it's one of the lock washers or whatever you call them.
Okay, star washer. Is it a star washer?
It's one of these guys where it's got the break in it so that it.
Oh yeah, it's a lock washer. Always leave it to Uncle Ron. James has a Pepsi.
Yes, I went to buy Coke before the stream and they were sold out. So
Coke is having an issue getting cans, so their distribution is a little bit.
Well, and here's the thing too, is because last time I was like, why didn't you just get Diet Coke? I'm like, because for me, what I like is Coke Zero, then Diet Pepsi, and then Diet Coke.
Oh yeah, Diet Coke is trash.
It's got a
metallic taste.
Yes, I was gonna say metallic, and I was like, is that the right word? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay, so if we're looking at
liquid metal,
we're looking at this button here. So this is they document the thickness of this, which I've got correct. But then just down near the base here, there.
Yeah,
you can kind of see it.
Little mushroom there, yeah.
Yeah. So right now that mushroom part is sitting against the surface, so it's not going completely flush. I just don't know if I care enough to fix it, because waste of material. Like I will fix it for the released design, but I don't think I'll bother to fix it.
So they're not setting all the way down in is the issue?
Yeah, I don't know if I can.
Like, how bad?
A millimeter, maybe.
Oh, that's pretty significant.
Like,
I don't know. Do you have a reamer?
So the thing is, like, they're sitting in such a way that they're not going to move around or anything like that.
Right.
There's just a little bit of a gap underneath because, but like I could widen the holes. I just don't know if I care. Like, these ones are meant to be for the menus and stuff, right? Like, these are not meant to be part of the gameplay. They're actually significantly stiffer. These are the ones that
which is probably good, so you don't bump them with the back of your palm.
Yeah, like you have to mean it. These ones here are soft, right? Like you could easily brush across that, but here you have to mean it.
Probably Max says, "Are you sure streaming like this is a good idea?" No. It's not, because I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts.
Return of the Mac.
No, it was so funny because I don't know if it was like Monday or Tuesday. I said to my wife, I said, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." And she said, "What?" And I said, "Well, James and I had a discussion during the stream that we would definitely be back, next week, this week, because
Christmas is coming.
because Christmas, and it may upset the schedule." And I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about the event, so I just got to make sure that I cut out right at 6. So, like, to the point where I'm just going to hang up on you guys. I'd be like, and as always, and it's just done.
And as always, bleep off. I'm probably going to end up having to do it anyways because...
I'm going to highlight this. Ryan Thorpe says, I just need to know why James used Phillips screws. As opposed to what, I'm not sure, but
is he talking about for the ones on the top of the joystick?
He said Phillips are trash.
Like people named Philip are trash?
I don't know. I don't know where that's going, but hello, Glenn Hogue from Alabama.
So the downside is
nails wouldn't hold.
So the Phillips head screws on the top are because that's what was originally holding the joystick to the metal plane. So that was like how it came.
Torx or hex, he said. Hex head, I think, would stick up more.
Yeah,
like,
well,
these are a little bit more low profile.
And so these are the pyramid shape or whatever on the back. So I made
Panhead.
Yeah, so I created the channels for them in the plastic so they go in flush.
Yeah, now you got to get black ones, though.
So there is then a printable part that snaps on top of here because this has an additional raised part above the square. So there's an additional part that covers up the screws.
Yeah, because I was going to say other than that.
See? That's the panel. So that's the original mounting panel for a Sanwa joystick. So this is what was bolted to it originally.
Isn't Philip one of the Canadian comedians in South Park? Terrence and Philip.
Hey, Philip!
With their beady eyes and their flappy heads.
Blame Canada. Blame Canada. They're all lit up to spinning lights with all their beady little eyes. Well, now I'm a little disappointed. It was all going so well, so of course. So if I don't get rid of that recess, there isn't even enough thread poking through for me to actually screw them into place. So I'm gonna have to thin this out a little bit.
Yeah, a deburring tool. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. You just drag it around the edge.
Yeah, you get one if you pick up the Chuck Hellebuck Filament Friday 3D printing toolkit off of Amazon. That's the first shameless plug of the day. Oh, the other one I meant to throw out there too, and I don't know if Dave's still in the chat, but their White Elephant gift exchange has been postponed until next weekend. So if you wanted to get in on that and didn't, you got another week. But yeah, I'm talking about this tool right here. Whoop. I don't know if you have such cool things in Canada.
I've got a blue one somewhere, but I'm going to have to redesign this anyways because I think even if I make that, like if I just bore out the hole a little bit, I don't know that enough will be poking through for me to get the nut on it and the lock washer. I think I made the plastic
what a shill. I only shamelessly plug the things that I truly believe in.
I'm going to take a quick picture of this because I have to share it with somebody.
Chuck does not pay me or give me anything to promote his toolkit. I think it's an awesome deal. And I mean, sometimes I put up affiliate links, and I thank everybody who uses my affiliate links. I enjoy getting those gift cards. Yeah, I truly believe in white elephants. Save the elephant population.
Help control the elephant population. Have your pet spayed or neutered.
Have your elephant spayed or neutered. No, definitely don't do that to your elephants. How's Daisy? Actually, I have not played with Daisy because of the Christmas light season. I've been too busy, but I did buy her a water pump and a fan shroud and a fan. I have everything that I need to put the front end back together to get that thing started up and driving around, which that'll be a fun video.
I believe in you. You can probably do it.
I can probably do it, yeah.
Okay, so let's take some measurements of these guys and see if I can figure out how big I should have made the hole. 13.17, and I made it 11.5, I think.
Well, you made it the same size as the threaded part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I made it 12.
James is lying. He doesn't believe in you.
I mean,
James doesn't believe anything.
I'm not 100% confident that you actually exist, but, you know. 13.7. 13.7. 13.7.
Uncle Ron said get a drill. The problem is if you drill past the perimeter.
Yeah, you're taking out the solid part.
Yeah, it's going to be all kinds of mess.
I will probably still drill it out to see how things then fit together on the hole, so that if I have to make other corrections, I can do them before I print the next version of it.
Yeah, make sure that you can get the nut on there and stuff.
Yeah.
Glenn is CGI. Oh, Uncle Ron said if Glenn is imaginary, we're all demented. And then Ryan said Glenn is CGI. I read an article that that Rockstar Games said by the end of 2021 that video games are going to be so realistic you'll think that it's live.
By the end of 2021?
By the end of 2021. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be all games, but it makes sense to not believe in Glenn because the existence of Florida is very sus.
Extremely sus.
No, Florida definitely exists. Just Google Florida man. We got all kinds of crazy stuff that goes on in this state. Realistic Mario. Well, I don't know if they're necessarily going to go that way with those games, Uncle Ron, but Glenn with two N's do not exist. Well, that's because all the serial killer Glens with one N's killed them all.
It's funny because it's true.
It's only funny because it's true.
It's only funny till somebody loses an eye. Then it's a sport.
So I ran into your ex the other day.
Living in a flat, is she?
She's different now.
Different how I think she's different?
Oh, different exactly how you think she's different. The whole part about the Canadians putting the flag on their backpack. You know they're Canadians.
Made you think of me?
And what's really funny is they're Canadians.
That is true. They're not even pretending not to be Canadian.
Nope.
Zero that out.
Oh, Uncle Ron said just cut a sheet of heat vinyl wrong side up. It doesn't work so good that way.
Well, you guys got to see a sneak peek of how that joystick might look when it's not when it's properly done. That's the trick. Just keep all your images low res.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a prototype.
I wonder how sued I would get if I tried to then sell these, since they look so very similar to the actual one.
Yeah, but can you buy the actual one?
Yes.
Can
you can go on Amazon and get it for $35 right now. Because the one I showed you is USB.
Right, but that's not the actual one either. That's a knockoff.
Right, but they probably licensed it because that came with the miniature Commodore 64. So I'm assuming they already had a Commodore license to use stuff. Maybe they don't. How do I know? Get off my lawn.
Yeah, you don't technically need a license to do something until you get caught.
That is the way the law works. If you get caught, you have to say my bad and then, stop. Stop doing it what it was that you were doing.
John Butler said James has $40 in the one he's building.
He said I have $40 in it?
Yeah, because you said you could go on Amazon and buy it for $35.
Yep. Let's see. The joysticks at least I think 15. I'd have to go take a look for the clone ones. Because now I'm curious. I think $40 is actually low.
Probably. That's usually the way home done projects go.
Okay, so if I was to order, these are all actual Sanwa. Why can't I just find a knockoff? Arcade joystick, $24. We're definitely going over $40. So we're $24. Then I need the interface board that I'm using. So 0 delay encoder.
But now, are you looking all on Amazon?
Yeah, I mean, if I order them from AliExpress or whatever, it'll be cheaper. But
right.
So then the zero
stand the chance of never getting it.
Yep. So where are we at? We're at 24. So 34. We're at $38, and I haven't even gotten to the buttons. I think the buttons were like $10 for 12. So I have enough to do 3 in one order. I have to double check. Digging through the Amazons.
Ryan wants to know if that's in fake Canadian money.
It is in fake Canadian money. So these buttons were $11, and there's 12 of them. So let's just say $1 a piece to keep things even.
So if you're in the US, you can build that whole thing for like $1.29.
Yeah, basically. Also, but the other thing is the price I was giving you for the Commodore joystick was also in Canadian dollars. So that's where it all falls apart now, isn't it? Yeah. So we're about $2 in buttons. And then it was $14 for the encoder, so we're at 16. And then the price of the joystick, which I already forget, was that 16 too? Is that 32?
24, you said.
Oh, 24. Okay, so we're 16. So we're at $40 plus the cost of the plastic. However, it is a higher quality item.
Well, and it's your own.
And it's your own. You're not just some shill buying into big pharma Commodore.
Right.
Big Farmador.
Laurel wants to know if you had to order the parts through your filament mule. No, they have Amazon in Canada.
That's true. Actually, and like the joystick I already had, I'm sure I could have dug up the buttons as well. These ones not. These ones I ordered just for this. And these are actually waterproof buttons that are meant for use in boats. So that's where those came from.
That's probably why they're harder to push.
Oh, definitely, because there's some sort of rubber membrane in there.
Because of the seals in them, yeah.
Yep. It's got SEAL Team 6 in it.
It's got seals in it.
I think after all that, I had another project to show off, and I think I left the main part of it upstairs, and I'm pretty lazy, so I don't know that I'm going upstairs to get it.
That's content for next week.
That's true. I'll switch back to me, and there. Now my desk is perfectly clean. Look at that. It's just that and my my completely finished arcade controller, which works so well, just look at that. It's so clicky.
It is so clicky. 37 watching and only 16 thumbs up. I'm sad. Text Kay and ask her to bring it down. How is she feeling, by the way, after the old bump on the noggin?
She's okay. I forget. Oh, right. I was like, what bumped her in the noggin? The door.
Subaru?
She's had a headache, but it wasn't immediately after. I think it's unrelated. So, but who knows?
Did she forget she was married to you? I seen a movie like that once.
Oh, let's not go overboard.
No, it's a movie called Overboard, which is why James said, let's not go over. Xander just looked at me and goes, is that 51st Dates? And it's actually kind of the same premise of 51st Dates. Yeah, she forgets
Yeah,
the day, relives the day over and over again.
but it turns out she doesn't completely forget.
Well, how could you ever forget Adam Sandler?
Sorry. Oh my god. Oh, I apologize.
Wow. That came out of a Canadian.
I didn't say anything.
The F-bomb.
Oh wow.
That's the first time. That's the first time that word has ever been spoken on my channel.
I am so sorry. I am
Whew.
ridiculously embarrassed.
Listen to the way you say sorry.
I'm gonna have to pull up the stream now.
Robbie Max said, I think I had $100 in my benchtop power supply, and while I had enough parts to build 3, taking 2 months to arrive, I could have bought one for $45 and had it the next day.
I am thoroughly embarrassed that I just dropped an F-bomb on the stream.
All right, well, let's not dwell on it.
I'm going to dwell on it. I think they shortchanged me too, but maybe they didn't.
I'll have to go get the dwell meter out of the garage. That's a fun one. Does anybody know what a dwell meter is?
I thought you were just making a joke.
No, it's for checking timing on an old type distributor when it used points. Everybody hit the dislike button now.
They were going to do that anyways.
You guys don't know that James has a potty mouth.
It's true, but all YouTubers have potty mouths.
Yeah, mainly around the time that the royalty checks come in,
right? Unfortunate.
Oh, Dave said now they're saying it could be up to a foot of snow here.
Oh, is that one of your weird American measurements?
Yeah.
How many didgeridoos is that?
A foot would be like 12, 24 millimeters.
12, 24 millimeters? No, it's 30 millimeters. 300 millimeters.
It's like 12, 24 millimeters.
I'm not getting it.
Isn't 24 millimeters an inch?
I don't.
A foot is 12 inches.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with it. Don't ask me to math.
So Xander just pulled up the stream, backed it up just so he can watch you drop the F-bomb. I'm going to have to delete this whole stream now. I think I can go in and clip that.
We could just end the stream right now and then restart it again and then delete the other one. And then it's like it never happened. We could have 15 seconds of swear as much as you want, then do that. Everybody but Xander. Xander doesn't get to swear.
All right, now we have conflicting information in the chat, and funny enough, it's Uncle Ron and Poppy Ron. Uncle Ron said 288 millimeters, and Poppy Ron said 12 inches, 304 millimeters.
And now we're up to 390.
390. I have a construction calculator.
The other day.
That is accurate to at least 10 feet. So if we say 1 feet and convert that to millimeters, it is 304.8 millimeters. Oh, I just got up and like my back didn't. Yeah, Ryan came in 304.8. I just got up like my back didn't work. Oh,
you know what you should do? You should, after the stream is over, rename this one to the one where James drops the F-bomb. It's too bad it didn't happen later in the stream, because then people would have to watch the entire stream to find it.
Yeah, but now they got to watch at least half.
That's true.
The good part is that doesn't demonetize me.
No, you have to swear excessively to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like PG-13 movies. You're allowed one.
So the last week's stream was the first stream that we've had in, I don't know how many, probably 8 streams.
Yep.
That it didn't go to limited monetization.
Oh. So we're back on track this week then.
Yeah. Yeah, you just broke it.
The streak of one. I broke the streak of one.
No, like every week I was having to do a human review, and then they were like, congratulations, your stream qualifies, and it's like, yeah, well, what about all the time that I missed?
Ryan Thorpe wants to know what I said. I'm not getting baited into that.
You just have to go back and rewatch the stream.
I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. So,
Oh my God. So I take it you have a little disdain for Adam Sandler.
What was that?
You have a little disdain for Adam Sandler?
I was just trying to be funny. Because I was trying to say, Lord knows I've tried. And I went a little too far into the comedy of it.
Oh. A human has to sit through 2 hours to verify that. Well, but Robbie Mack, what I want to know is, do I get 2 hours of watch time for them reviewing it?
In which case, go ahead, do it every time. 100 hours of your watch time is literally just you forcing a YouTube employee to watch your video.
Yeah, now we're never gonna get Coke to sponsor us.
But Pepsi's going to be on board. They're like, that Canadian's got some attitude. We like that.
Glenn's camera's messed up. It's turning red. Oh. Whew. Good times.
And
God, I thought we had nothing planned for this stream.
So far I built half a joystick and dropped the F-bomb.
Well, and then, again, every time that I come up with the title of the stream, the one where I just make it up off the cuff. Like I don't plan whatever in the future other than like when Dave was on. But and then when I wrote the tweet about it today, that made me laugh. That you should just pour the Coke or the Pepsi into the Coke Zero can. But yeah, when I made that tweet, have you ever thought something was a bad idea, but you did it anyway? Tune in to watch us. Coke hates Adam Sandler too.
Do you want me to demonstrate my super safe process of assembling these Among Us characters on stream?
You're super safe?
My super safe. Actually, I may not have enough parts to do one. I think I'm missing the gut portion of it. Let me see if I've got enough left, because then I can demonstrate how I've been handling the assembly of these.
Well, where Glenn thinks it's a bad idea for James to drop the F-bomb.
But he does it anyways.
I thought it was a bad idea for James to use certain words. The F-bomb is why Glenn thinks it's a bad idea.
I'm no longer invited to co-host on this one, am I?
No, next week tune in to see me with my new co-host.
Anybody but James.
I got a Canadian because I thought it was safe.
I just ruined the family only orientation of your channel now. Oh, I have one left. Okay, perfect. I can now demonstrate how I handle the assembly. Be right back. I need to get my my adhesive.
So I'm taking applications for co-hosts. Oh, God, 3.5 years now, almost 4 years I've been doing this. And let it be known that, I don't necessarily have the cleanest mouth. Things do slip out of mine once in a while, but how come it's the Canadian? Andrew Dice Clay will be the next co-host. Cleaner mouth.
Am I the F-bomb guy now? I'm okay with that.
No, Andrew Dice Clay will be the next co-host. Cleaner mouth. We're gonna have to get you some Orbit scum.
Fabulous.
Mike wants to know how much does it pay. Oh no, you have to pay me to be on here.
For the privilege of.
Yeah, just purely for the fame. Yeah, there you go. All the internet fame you can muster, right? Oh. Whew.
Okay.
Yeah, don't say exposure. James might take it the wrong way.
You guys are so inappropriate.
Oh. I think I need another nap.
No, you just need another Coke Zero. The drink that gets you up.
I drank a bunch of them today.
I pull all the support material out of there. Gotta have a nice clean Among Us butt, I guess. I'm calling it the Among Us butt.
Now, those print legs up?
They have them printing standing. I've been flipping them over so that I get a better finish on the crotch area.
Gotta have a good crotch.
Well, because this ends up covered up with the pieces you put into it anyway, so I'd rather have this be the rough looking part.
So if you print it standing, does it not require any supports? And maybe that's why they did it?
No, because they're like the underneath here, the backpack is definitely flat, so that would be.
Yeah, so upside down is a better way to go.
In my honest opinion. Let's see if I can get all the support material out of here now.
Uncle Ron's asking if you did the voiceover for your skit. Yeah, he does all of his own. Like if it's multi-parts, he plays both parts. And
I get some of my stuff.
Who had a skit?
Yeah, I just
Oh, did Xander release a video?
he's been releasing a lot of videos. What are you at, 192?
Yeah, 193.
Oh, 193, 193 subscribers.
I unsubscribed from him, so I haven't gotten any of that.
That's fair. I don't mind.
You say that's fair, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
You gotta sell it yourself, man. You gotta.
When that's not fair, and I blame you entirely.
That's fair.
Well, you don't want James coming to your channel anyway. He'll probably drop the F-bomb.
I know.
I'm regretting.
Oh yeah,
a lot
no,
of
Uncle
things.
Ron. See, how do I put this? How do I put this cleanly?
What?
Xander's voice. He's old enough now to hit a different octave.
Peg Leg Paul. How come his channel's not coming up when I search for it?
YouTube.com/PegLegPaul.
I actually don't know if I'm currently subscribed to him or not. No, I am. Now I'm not. The Russian roulette skit. Is this one of the new ones?
Oh, it's terrible.
That's like a month ago.
That was terrible.
Should I watch it live on stream so you guys can get my reaction?
Sure.
Should I watch the newest one?
I don't think I've watched
The
the newest one.
newest one is a Christmas special.
How long
Oh,
is
okay.
it?
Like 48 seconds.
Oh, that's not so bad.
That's perfect. That's only 3 seconds longer than I think I could stand him.
God.
Well, you can just skip the intro. We can't hear it.
Oh, should I be streaming this too? I don't want him to copyright flag you.
No.
I'm gonna claim you.
I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I guess I can broadcast this screen.
I don't think it'll put the sound up either way. So just watch it.
Here, I've got a solution. Ready for my high-tech solution? Watch this. There we go. Now everybody should be able to hear it. Let me know if this works.
It's about all the joy that you can get during this holiday season. It is also about spending time with your family and loved ones.
God dang it, I hate you, Mom! You got me the wrong gift! You have the wrong gift for the thing. I wanted Mario 64 for the Nintendo Switch, and you got me dang Rocket League. I hate you, Mom. You're the worst. This is the worst Christmas ever.
And most importantly, it is about giving, not getting.
Then why did you give me socks?
And that is what Christmas is all about.
And thumbs down.
And thumbs down. That's pretty much what I do every time. Sounds better than Glenn's regular microphone. What's wrong with my microphone? Man.
They just mean you.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's my voice. It's not my microphone.
Did that work okay?
Yeah, we could hear it.
Yeah, that's good enough. He smacked Santa Claus around. At one point he was on top of a bunk bed and his mom was crying, and then he got yelled at behind a Christmas tree. And then the video started.
So it's pretty much. Yeah, I was gonna say. So it's pretty much what really happens in our house.
It's not a skit if it's a recreation of real life. So I'm supposed to be showing off my super safe way of doing the assembly of these guys.
Well, thank you for being here, Sergio. Enjoy your football.
So the way the assembly goes is you've got the butt part, and then you got the guts, and then you got the ham bone that goes in there, and then that's what, when this is put together, that's how things sit. And then you've got the visor that needs to be adhered to the front.
Nice. Good job for some 3D glue.
I don't have any 3D.
At 3dgloop.com.
I don't have any 3D glue, but I do have a butane torch and some PLA plastic. So what I like to do is set this thing to brulee, spark it up, and then being real careful, but not all that careful.
That looks sus.
Super sus. We give her one of those. Don't breathe the smoke. That's the important part. And then I just cram that in there like that. You give it a little push. And then you sit there for 6 to 8 minutes. So I'll do that, and then I'll take the bone, and we'll, as you might guess, heat up the tip until it's nice and molten. Way hotter than it was coming off your printer. And then we just
jam it right in there.
Just jam her in there. Just jammerino. There we go. And then you just basically have to wait for the plastic to not be stupid soft anymore. And then we need to put his visor on. So
Probably Max said, surely you could use a toaster oven to be more safe.
I was actually just going to punch a hole in a microwave and then just hold the pieces in front of it while it was
The
on.
one where James huffs plastic fumes.
It's okay. It's PLA.
Just the tip. Jam it in there.
Oh, so you guys. It's the most beautiful time of the year. Melting plastic is what I'm doing here. Now the trick to the visor.
What happens if you get that a little bit molten and then you just jam that into your eyeball?
I'm not falling for that again.
So family friendly is completely out the window on this one.
Which part? The part where I dropped the F-bomb, or the part where I started playing with fire?
Uh,
Hey, you know what? I'm surprised that me playing with fire didn't precede me dropping the F-bomb.
well, it's probably actually good, because if playing with fire causes you to drop the F-bomb, then we might need an ambulance.
There, see? Perfectly fused. Everybody's happy.
Ray Cruz wants to know, is this your model?
It is not. So I'm not selling them. It is on Thingiverse, though. So if you look it up, there'll be one, and then this is the improved model. The improved model brings the guts section up slightly. So the original version, the guts were flush with the base when you installed them. And then the only thing that held the head in place was the bone. So it would bobble around. So the improved version has better tolerances, and they've risen up the gut portion or whatever so that it keeps it centered when it's put together. People have reached out to the guy to ask if he's allowed to sell the model, and he used the explicitive explicitive.
No, that's definitely the wrong word.
What's the term that for
Explicit.
Well, no, the term I'm talking about. He used the word that I used earlier to tell them no.
Oh, that would be explicitive. Yeah.
Yes, he used the explicitive that I did, followed by no.
James, you, Shorzy.
James, you, Shorzy, your mom's such a
Expletive. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, most of the stuff that's out there that's been modeled isn't licensed. And I mean, again, for the most part, people don't care. There's just certain companies that get their panties in a wad. Like as though it's going to prevent them from making some profit somewhere else.
all the profits.
Sean Butler said those are the Toy Maker 3D models, aren't they?
I would have to look it up again. I don't have the name memorized, but could be.
Old Curmudgeon said I made a remix for 6x3 magnets. That's pretty good thinking. Magnets in there.
The original version had a spot for magnets too, but apparently, like the guy that modeled it basically modeled it with zero tolerances. And then when people were saying like these pieces don't fit together the way you say they're supposed to, it's like go calibrate your printer. Is what I was told.
I kind of live behind that same theory.
But like he was like, oh, the top piece of plastic is say 3 millimeters, so the bottom has a hole that's exactly 3 millimeters. It's like even if your printer's calibrated, there's like that those parts aren't going to cleanly like snap in and snap out of each other.
Right. So, well, my Prusa is calibrated where I can get 0.1. I can't go dead on, but 0.1 millimeter I can. Ryan said a drunk 3DP stream would be hilarious. Actually, that would be quite terrible because that would ruin now almost 48 years of sobriety.
Yeah, don't do that.
I have a pretty good track record that I can't reset.
Yeah, there's no save states in real life. There's no, I made a mistake. I'll just restore to an earlier time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Lighting plastic on fire.
Never mind then. Yeah, no, I don't do that. Yeah, no, I never started drinking. I got high off of model paint or glue. I don't know. I was building a model kit when I was about 10 years old, and I was in a small area, and I got horribly messed up off of that, and I hated it so much. And it was at that point I swore I would never do drugs or drink. I just hated the feeling. So Uncle Ron said, I promise to consume your share.
That's a real friend.
Now that could be interesting, Robbie Mac. We could chug maple syrup. Mine will have to be sugar-free, but yeah, you got to open your throat and cup the. Never mind.
So how about that family-friendly stream?
That's a Super Troopers reference. Come on.
Well, thank you for that.
Another great movie that makes fun of Canadians.
They did a sequel to that, didn't they?
Yes, they did. And
I never saw it.
In the sequel, they were making fun of the way Americans say sorry.
Is it too late now to say sorry?
Good stuff.
And happy days.
Happy days are here again. So I went shopping yesterday. I went shopping the other day.
So you went to the shopping mall the other day?
Well, actually, I went to my favorite discount tool outlet called Harbor Freight.
To be
and
fair,
and I bought some things to make my little Santa area nice, and I always get whatever I can for free out of there. They always have a free coupon for something.
I didn't know that was the case.
So I got a free flashlight, and then I bought a couple of the the warning light, the flashing red warning lights to mark the driveway. And I don't know, it was a little hectic in there, whatever. I ended up leaving without my bag with the 3 flashlights. I had all the big stuff in the cart, but I left without the bag. So I get
That
home.
contained what you actually needed, is what you're saying.
Well, no, I mean, I needed all of it, but it contained the stuff. It contained about $10 worth of stuff, and like it's enough where I was willing to drive the 15 minutes back to get it.
Mm.
So, I I get home, I realize it's not here. I realize I have to go back to the store, and I decide that because they have a coupon which is still good for the next about 2 hours Eastern time. 15% off anything in the store without their typical 4 miles of limitations. So I decided I was going to buy a new welding cart, and they recently added the ability to see on their website store stock, and it said they had it in stock, and it was going to run me about $148, and so that's fine. I'm going to go get it. I have to go back anyway.
Yep.
So I go. They don't have him. They're out of stock. And I suppose with the coupon, because the coupons normally don't apply to welding carts. So the girl at the store said, "Well, I have this one, the $339 one, but I don't have any more of the other ones." And I said, "Well, I'll take that one for the same price." And she's like, "Well, I can't do that." So, haha, a laugh was had. So I ended up buying the bigger cabinet. I got it for $280 with the discount. It is massive. I mean, I got it home, put my welder on top of it. It'll hold 3 welders across the top of it. So now I have room for a TIG welder and a plasma cutter as well. But
So that's what's next in your list now, because you got the space for it.
Yeah, I've totally been looking at plasma cutters for a while, and I want to learn to TIG weld. So, but yeah, it's 158 pounds. It's how much the thing weighs, and they put it on the truck with a forklift, and my neighbor and I lifted it down off of there when we got home. I said to him, "Are you sure we're going to be able to lift this?" And he goes, "Well, if we can't, we better go check into the retirement home right now." So, but
So this is your last stream.
yeah, I'm going to the retirement home. No, so I did spend some time putting that together yesterday. It's built very well. I think it was worth the money. Plenty of space. It's got 3 or 4 drawers, and then a area for my helmet, and then it's got a big cabinet with 2 shelves inside, and so it's pretty cool. I need a proper welding table. Right now I'm welding on a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, which, if you really think about it, is a terrible idea. I do catch that table on fire.
Yeah,
quite often.
you should soak it in gasoline to be safe, to make it waterproof.
Uncle Ron said I need forks for my garage lift. Well, I've lifted stuff out of the truck with the lift and just using straps, but the problem is the back end of the truck doesn't back through there because it's too wide. And then the other issue is I have my trailer in there right now, so.
Ryan Thorpe says, "Have you ever seen Glenn actually use a 3D printer?"
Yeah, well, Ryan, you need to tune in more often because
Burning Gems on 15 minutes ago. Great stream so far. It's got a guy dropping an F-bomb in the animation.
Wait, what?
On Twitter. He I guess no, he tagged both of us. Go look at your notifications.
You guys are killing me.
I'm looking for the script that a group of people wrote for a South Park thing a couple weeks ago. I know Shane was involved. Do you remember where I posted the video of the Canadian version of the Among Us characters?
I don't know if I've seen that.
I feel like you commented on it because of the floppy head thing.
I might have. Yeah, old curmudgeon brings up a little bit of a sore point
what's that?
that I missed out on the 1,001% benchy milestone. Somebody did it at 1,400%.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, so I
Might as
said,
well just scrap it.
I'm not going to bother. But I do have another project that I have to get on. That's it's an 800% something, but it'll be a lot of fun. Probably don't even have electronics in them. Listen, if I use them, then they wear out, and I have to buy parts for them. If I don't use them, then no, they're. I don't print crap anymore. I got to the point where I was so tired of just corners, piles of junk that I don't need. So I really only use them for practical prints. So pretty much, if it can be printed in PLA, I ain't doing it.
Anything can be printed in PLA.
No, I like good strong filaments.
Yeah, so it looks like Joe Mike wrote a script for how Among Us would sound in Canada, and it's basically let's see if I can. You're the imposter, sir. I'm not the imposter, friend, but I saw you kill Red, buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal. It's the South Park thing.
Red's
Red
always
always sus. Yep. I designed a Christmas ornament. On one side, it's got a Among Us character, and he says blue is sus, and then you flip it over, and it's the dead version of him. And he's like, red was sus.
Some stuff shifting on my shelf, and it's putting pressure on one of my cords. I have everything plugged into one spot so that my Amazon Echo can turn my lights on and off.
Somebody already built a benchy framed 3D printer. It was at Earth last year. What printers do I have? I have a Prusa Mark III, two CR10s. Those are the ones that are basically running right now. I have a PX Malian that I overhauled. An FL Sun QQ Cricket, a bunch of ones that I was playing with stuff and built myself, and Tronxy X5S, two Printerbot Simple Metals, the Flying Bear Ghost for resin. I built that cherry printer too. I don't know. I've got a bunch of stuff. I'm in the process of downsizing though, because I realized that I never run more than 3 printers at a time. So, I've got a lot of ones that are collecting dust, and then I have people message me like, "Oh, I'll buy your printers off you." I'm like, "Yeah, none of the printers that I'm looking to get rid of are working right now, so they're not exactly a good first printer." And then the other day, somebody was talking to me, and they're like, "Oh, I'm looking to buy a second printer. I'll buy one off you." And he's like, "Because I'd rather not spend the money on a I'd rather not spend the money on a another Ender 3." And I'm like, "Oh, the stuff that I have, none of it I would sell to you for the price that you can get an Ender 3 for." So I don't have the Ender 2 anymore. I gave it away to somebody who used it for a couple of months and then bought an Ender 3. Glenn's laughing about something.
Robbie Mac's comment.
Oh. Don't forget. I'm going to retire from the stream after this week.
Well, and what's really funny is I invited Zach to be on stream with me today, and he declined.
Probably for that. Although I don't think I would have sworn if he was on stream with us. He would have prevented it. Who else needs guts? This lime guy over here.
Technically, we all do, but. Yeah. That's the Fun King Ender 2. You got to make sure you put a space in that Fun King.
Yeah, otherwise it gets censored.
They're baiting you, James.
I know. So back when you were releasing content on a regular basis,
Uh-huh.
did you ever convince yourself that a video that you were in the process of editing was going to be like your big video?
Oh no.
That was
No.
I never had faith in myself.
I made the mistake of feeling that way yesterday about my latest video, and I released it and then put it up all over the place, and nobody cares.
The one for your arcade?
Yep. And
Yeah.
like I went above and like not above and beyond, but like it is by far my best edited video and stuff so far. And
Well, I
I
have to admit I haven't watched it yet,
that's okay.
but that's because I just haven't had time. I will watch it tomorrow while I'm working.
No stress. I had several friends watch the first draft of it, and they came up with some like sore points and stuff like that. So then I fixed those sore points and re-uploaded it. And at that point, they said, "Looks significantly better." They stood up and went, yeah, exactly. And then I went, yes. Anyways, can't say I didn't try.
No, I just, like I've been kicking around starting a secondary YouTube channel, which is hard because I already don't do enough on the first one. But
I'm already failing at one, so I'm trying to decide why I want to fail at two.
right. Well, I mean, the thing is I want it'll be a completely different format. I mean, it's going to be garage related stuff. There's going to be a lot of renovation in the garage, and I'd like to document that. And then I'd also like to just get, general project between doing some modifications on my current car trailer, and I want to build a new car trailer, which oddly enough, the price of steel has dropped, but lumber is through the roof. So I don't know, but so I'm kicking around the idea of Glenn's garage, and we'll see how that goes. But
Glenn's Garage in 3D.
Well, I
You
would
gotta incorporate 3D into everything.
No. Glenn, look out! One of your yard decorations is sneaking up on you. Are you talking about Frosty?
Frosty,
I gotta.
the
I don't know if I
snowman.
can. I don't know if I can take him apart. I want to fix his arm. Because like he does, I don't know if he probably doesn't have batteries in him. No, he sings and dances. He like waddles his butt and stuff.
That was almost the lyrics to the song. He sings and dances and waddles his butt.
Exactly, and like he puts his hat on and stuff. But it was my sister's, and my nephew was infatuated with it, and he like broke the arm. He broke Frosty's arm. So I want to open him up, but I don't really know how to get in him. I might have to like cut the stitching and then stitch him back up afterwards. But he's super cute. I like him.
Maybe he doesn't come to life anymore because you put the wrong hat on him.
Could be.
There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found.
No, that one's not made out of silk. So
That's the problem.
Ryan said just change the name to Fun King Maker. Nah, I don't want to do that. I definitely want to. I want to distance it from this channel, other than the fact that I will always beg you people for subscriptions.
It's just like real life.
I mean, not to say that there wouldn't be a crossover, but
You can do other split screen things where it's like you're wearing the Fun King shirt on one side and then whatever the name of your car channel is on the other side, and be like, this is going to be a 2-man job. It's like, too bad you're useless. No, you're useless.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, your haircut.
And that's why we have to bring back Xander's Things Thursday.
Yeah.
Bring in 3D printed things every single Thursday. It's another one done. He's a little lime.
3D printed lug nuts.
Yeah, do 3D printed lug nuts, then take it out for a drive and see how long it holds together. That's the type of that's the type of clickbaity stuff that will get you views.
Absolutely, it would.
Yep.
I tell you, I think I'm completely caught up now, but I am totally hooked on this Matt's Off-Road Recovery channel.
And now you're sad that you can't binge watch anymore.
Yeah. Well, he produces the content pretty quick because again, it's his day job. And then they also do some fabrication work. They're building a new tow rig out of a Corvair wagon, which is pretty awesome.
I'd be more impressed if they were building a tow rig out of an actual tow.
Out of a human toe.
Yep.
Proper printing is doing a car wheel in ABS or such. Well, like I completely laid out plans to build a new car trailer. Like I designed it myself, which means that it could be a complete failure when I'm done because I'm not an engineer.
You just play one on TV.
Yeah, I just play one on YouTube. So I want to definitely film and document, not like a how-to. Like I don't want to get into that kind of level of videos, but just a camera in the distance and everybody watching me weld it together, and then if it's a success, we can all cheer together, and if it fails, we can all cheer together. Yeah, I was going to start the renovations in the garage while the Christmas stuff was out of there, but with lumber prices the way they are, it would cost me twice as much to do it right now.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, I don't know, but I should take a picture. I should take a picture from one end of the garage so that you guys can see what I'm dealing with in there, and how overwhelming that mess is. It's just ridiculous. I really just need to bring in a dumpster and throw everything away.
I feel like that sometimes, usually about my printers.
Well, I mean, I have stacks and stacks of lumber that I hang on to, but then I never use it. Like if I go to build something, I generally go and buy the lumber I need to build that.
I'm terrible at it as well, Stu. We got a storage shed in the backyard and it's full of wood. And like whenever I plan to build them, this is what I do, and I never go and index what I already have. It's just go buy everything.
Well, yeah, then it's clean and straight, and and it's like white knight and some wood filament may be cheaper than lumber. Yeah, but by the time it got done, lumber prices would be back to normal.
You can't print mill everything, right? Is that Carl that suggested that?
No, Robbie Mack.
I
haven't seen Carl in here today.
I dropped that switch, but I saw where it landed, so we're good. I could just torch this.
Get it in your foot.
Yep, right in the foot. I can just torch the hole for the screw for the switch, and then just push it into place. I'm pretty sure that's how we get around the whole. We don't want to damage those perimeters.
Mike said I always buy extra just in case, and then never check the stockpile before the next project. Well, and I have that problem with hardware. Like if I need, say, 12 bolts, I'll just buy the 100 box, so that I have. But I don't have a good organization for my hardware, so sometimes I end up buying more because I don't realize that happens. Did that work?
Of course it did.
Oh, okay.
It worked flawlessly, except for not completely.
It worked flawlessly, except for that one flaw.
It's good enough for me to see if there's going to be any other issues in the design, though, which is what I was after.
Maybe Naomi can print a trailer for you. Well, the thing is Cormark Metals. If you guys are looking for steel online, Cormark Metals is probably the best price that I found online. The problem is to get all the steel for the trailer here is $1,400 in freight. So I could drive up and get it. It's in Minnesota. I could drive up and get it cheaper and visit family because that's where I'm from. So it would be like a 2-for-1 thing, but it would still be cheaper than buying it locally. So I'm worked with cutoff. Storage is a pain. I end up with 2 trash cans full of cutoffs, where to dump them and burn them. Well, see, I can burn right on my property, so that's not a big deal. I always have a huge pile out in the yard waiting to be torched. Just lumber to me is hard to store, and then like I don't want to get rid of it. And then the other problem too is I have plywood cut for all my windows, 3/4 inch plywood cut for all my windows for hurricanes. And those are not fun to store either. Plus, then you're working on a project and you're like, oh, I got this plywood. And then like this time I marked all over them so I knew what they were. Otherwise, a hurricane's coming and you don't have any plywood left because you used it to build shelving.
That's good though. At least when the tornado takes everything off your shelving, the shelving will look good.
Right.
Okay, so that worked without too much hassle. I just didn't push too hard on the buttons when I was deforming the plastic underneath it. And I think now they stick through enough that I can do what I need to. I gotta find the one, or pick up the one I dropped though.
Buy a steel storage unit and convert it to a car trailer. No, my car trailer design is it's an open bed. I have an 8x18 enclosed trailer that I use as a shed. It's way easier when I'm doing recoveries just to use an open bed trailer. And the one I have now, it's a 16-foot deck and then a 2-foot dovetail, and I've pulled a standard cab dually on there and a Suburban. So like it's big enough, but the next one's going to be 20 feet and it's going to be a tilt back. No more ramps. I'm so tired of dealing with ramps.
Tilted back. Do. Robbie Mac.
Electric hydraulic. Because I'm lazy.
I just realized none of the buttons are screwed in. I like took it off the desk. And I'm like, all those are gonna fall out onto the floor. Okay.
Yeah, this stream's going to go down in history as the one that everybody was sorry they missed.
Because James dropped the F-bomb. I think there's still not quite enough thread making it through to the other side.
Hey, did you see that Daryl made a Boba Fett helmet?
I think I did. I've been seeing his progress pictures on a helmet.
Scott said, or sorry, they watched. Yeah, and then he printed it out in resin, so it's like all like perfectly smooth and shiny.
Oh, that's fancy.
I have to say, I am truly enjoying the whole Mandalorian.
I have not watched any of it yet.
Really?
Well, because Kay's not super into Star Wars, and like we generally spend our.
You don't have to be into Star Wars. It has Baby Yoda in it. It's all that matters.
Baby Yoda, do.
Baby Yoda is awesome.
Didn't they find out the name of him in the new season?
No spoilers.
What?
No spoilers.
I just
That's what
assumed,
Mike just said. No spoilers. Yeah, no, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that it has Baby Yoda in it, and it's awesome. And I'm enjoying it.
who doesn't love Baby Yodeler?
He's too cute.
How many cutes is he?
Lots of cutes.
You said he was 2 cutes.
Well, he's at least 2 cutes. Dan said, yes, they did. It is.
I just know that
Robbie Max said, well, it had Baby Yoda in it until he died.
Tilly grew up.
I think that's a reference to when everybody kept saying, Han Solo died.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to reprint the top part of this.
Well, I kind of thought that was a given.
I like it when I can just modify the design for other people and not waste the plastic, but
Plastic's not that expensive, and we need more of it in the waste anyway.
That's what they tell me. Oh, what did
Yeah,
I?
there was an article in my news feed this week that said that they've determined that Coke, Pepsi, and Nestle are the 3 biggest plastic polluters in the world. And what kind of took me aback was that's not true, because Coke's not throwing the plastic on the ground. It's the jerks who drink the product and throw the plastic on the ground.
That's why I only can.
Can. Well, aluminum's a lot easier to recycle.
Transparent aluminum?
Robbie Mack said Yoda doesn't die, he kills the Mandalorian. He breaks my heart. That's what he does.
Actually, super. Have you ever watched? There's a series called Pitch Meeting on YouTube.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's pretty funny. The guy that hosts it did. I'm just
he's
realizing
like he talks
to himself.
Himself. Yeah. Xander's a big fan of that guy.
He did all of. He's done all the Star Wars movies. So there's the part where so his one catchphrase is that, like, at some point he'll be talking and then they'll be like, "Oh, that's going to be difficult." And he'll be like, "Actually, it's going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience." And so they're talking about the part in I think it's the second prequel where he's talking to Padme, and like, I killed them. I killed them all. Not just like the whatever, but like the women and the children too. And he's like, "Oh." So the guy's like explaining to the manager how this movie is going to go. He's like, "Oh, guess it's going to be pretty hard for her to fall in love with him after that, eh?" And she goes, "Actually, it's going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience." What do you mean? Yeah, in the next scene, they're basically just going to be hooking up. And he's like, "Oh, guess killing kids is what did it for her." And he's like, "Guess so." And then they point out in the third one where they go and he's like, he killed all the young Padawans or whatever. And he's like, "No, Andy wouldn't do that." And like, are we forgetting the last movie where he admitted to killing kids? He's like, "I guess so. Why are we doing that?" Because fair enough. Did I ever show this on stream? I attempted to design and 3D print arcade buttons with 3D printed springs in them.
I don't think so.
I guess I can switch to the above camera and show the mess of my desk again.
At least you think you can. It'll probably look like this.
Oh, succeeded. So it's 4 parts. The retaining nut, so this is what would actually hold it in place once you put it in your cabinet. Then there's the plunger and the 3D printed spring.
Nice. And it just uses a micro switch?
I never got as far as to put electronics into it. I was doing a proof of concept to see if this would work. My plan was to essentially have something that then bolted onto the end of it. And you would put your switch in place, and then when you push this down, it would make contact with the switch underneath. So, but it works quite well. I don't know if...
It has a weird sound to it, though.
Compared to an actual arcade button?
Yeah.
Well, because... that's all the switch, though. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the inside of one of these. Probably not, because why would you?
Yeah, I've never taken one of those apart. Is it a reed switch in there?
I don't actually. I don't remember if these ones aren't. The first set of arcade buttons I bought back in the day. What?
I mean, Max said, "Thank God I was afraid there was a spring shortage in Canada."
Oh, there is. Let's see if I can.
You can pull it apart and break it.
Trying to remember. I actually don't remember for sure how these come apart now. Maybe they don't.
Well, they do one time.
It's true. If I busted out a Dremel or something like that, we'd definitely get it apart.
Smack it with a hammer.
Romance advice from Glenn. Just smack it with a hammer.
No wonder he broke his buttons.
I don't remember if I pinch these and then pull or pinch these and then push. Like, I feel like there's a way to remove the button, but I can't.
That gets so messy again.
I don't know. Life.
It was clean like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, I have to click the clean button and then it's clean again.
Oh, I see.
There, see? I don't know. I think there's a way to remove the plunger from this, but I don't remember how.
Robbie Mac said, what's worse is I sent James a ton of buttons with springs in them. He sold all those on Canadian eBay.
It's true. They were worth more than the springs on their own. Oh well. I guess that's one mystery that'll have to remain a mystery. Laugh, science, history, and I forgot. I'm supposed to be 3D printing something for somebody right now.
Me too.
I done goofed. Bloop bloop.
Uncle Ron said, what is eBay called?
eBay?
eBay?
eBay. Best day for hay, eh?
So I noticed that Letterkenny is now a Hulu exclusive.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Which, I mean, good for those guys.
They got Animaniacs too.
I hope, I don't mean Hulu. I mean, I'm good for the Letterkenny guys.
Oh, you're hoping that's an upgrade.
Yeah. I hope they're making a crud ton of money. Because I feel they're very talented and funny people. I hope that Hulu doesn't ruin it.
I mean, based on that first preview we've seen, it seems like it's going to be very much the same. But
yeah, but that might be like one of those deals where in the beginning it is, and then
it transitions.
Yeah, like all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, you need to be all inclusive. You need an American in here," and then.
Well, they had an American in the last season.
Yeah, I know.
Is that how most Americans are? Would you say? How that guy was?
Most Americans?
I mean, is that how you are when you're not at 3D printing festivals, I guess? I guess that's the real question.
Yeah. They actually based that character on me.
I actually love that part too, where he walks out and he's like smoking the cigarette and he just looks down and then you see the girl come out from behind and like give him a hug. And she's just standing there and then you just see the vehicles pulling up behind her. And you're like, oh, and I'm like, they're going to cut away. There's no way they have the budget for this fight. And guess what? They did. They cut away because they didn't have the budget for that fight.
They didn't have the budget.
Yep. What was I doing?
Hulu's American base, so that's got to be a 300% salary increase right there.
Yeah. They just kept the numbers.
That's why they buy foreign entities, so they don't have to pay them as much.
That's right.
But yeah, and then I'm wondering, are they going to release the whole season in one go?
They usually do. And according to the thing, it's all available on the 26th.
That's awesome.
We'll see. The other thing is too, though, like Letterkenny's been very popular amongst Canadians. Hulu's not available in Canada.
Oh, so a lot of pirating going on.
Well, and not only that, I wonder if this, like, unless Hulu's, because maybe it's also like Crave or whatever it is. Maybe like in Canada it'll still be distributed for them, because otherwise this might kill the series.
Yeah, I mean, it could be owned by Hulu, but broadcast elsewhere.
Or maybe it's actually, you know what? Maybe it's not even owned by Hulu. Maybe Hulu got the rebroadcast rights outside of Canada.
That's very possible as well. I don't
I'm
know.
gonna look it up.
It said exclusive. Hulu exclusive. Maybe why do you suppose that Hulu wouldn't be? You guys have Netflix?
Yes, we do.
I don't know why Hulu wouldn't go to Canada.
Okay, so in May 2019, Hulu acquired exclusive rights to the series and future seasons in the United States.
Ah.
So in
Yeah,
June 2020, the series was renewed for a 9th season, which we released on. It's released December 25th, 2020 in Canada on Crave, and then December 26th on Hulu in the United States. So I know what Kay and I. So because it's just going to be Kay and I for Christmas, we're going to be eating pizza and watching Letterkenny in bed. I loved Red Green. Remember, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. The women don't find you handsome; they should at least find you handy.
I never watched. I mean, like I seen some Red Green, but I never watched a whole lot of it. I don't know, but if you guys haven't watched Letterkenny, you gotta at least go on YouTube and search it and watch some of the.
Yep.
The outtakes. The outtakes crack me up. That show's got to be so hard to do. I mean, they're just the whole banter back and forth between them is.
Oh yeah, yep. And once they start losing it, it's just over and over again.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and the fact that they keep rolling, like they just keep. A lot of that's got to be just off the cuff.
Yeah.
And you don't get that kind of chemistry between people accidentally. Like if one of those guys decided to leave the show, it's not like they could just go pick somebody else to replace them.
No. They'd have to introduce a new character and it couldn't be exactly the same. Like it's not.
Well, no, not even from that. But I mean, like they couldn't just say, okay, well, you be that guy. The chemistry is too, they play off of each other too well.
Yeah. So. Letterkenny's good stuff. It is adult jokes though.
Teresa said I canceled my Netflix because they edited the English version of Evangeline and the monthly price. I had the 4-screen Netflix, and when they announced that they were up in the price, I dropped to the 2-screen, but I have seriously considered dropping it completely. It's garbage. Zach is really the only one that watches it. Xander likes to watch it because he's still watching The Office until they take it off.
Mike brings up a good point, is that Letterkenny is just like real life. So basically everybody in Canada is like that. They can just go pull somebody else off and be like, hey, buddy, you want to be a Canadian star? If you have the time. You just need to say your A's a lot, and say stuff like you're 10-ply, bud.
What's cool about Letterkenny is I have a tough time picking a favorite character. Yeah, it's got to be Squirrely Dan. Your sister's hot, Wayne. I'm not sorry I said it.
Take it down about 15% there, Squirrely Dan. 10-4, good buddy. My favorite scene in the entire series is still the one where the three of them are playing catch, and Squirrely Dan goes into too much detail about his new girlfriend, and then the two of them just ignore him and start playing catch back and forth between the two of them. And then you just Squirrely Dan, feels good. Feels real good.
Show's totally genius.
Yep.
Well, it is 5:56, and I think that we should start wrapping this up because I got to go.
Okay.
Because Santa will be here really, really, really soon.
Would you say Santa Claus is coming to town?
Santa Claus is coming to my house.
Santa Claus is coming to Glenn's house.
They just stopped throwing the ball to him. Yeah, well, they don't want his hands touching it. They don't know where his hands have been. So, you got anything else to plug or promote? Or
no, my life's an endless line of disappointments.
Any other F-bombs that you want to drop before we...
Oh, can I? Are you giving me permission?
No. Wow, what a stream. Well, thank you guys for being here. It was fantastic.
Really freaking appreciate it.
It we have 34 watching. We did get 2 thumbs down, 25 thumbs up, so that's a pretty good run. The thumbs down were just because I didn't let you drop the F-bomb a second time.
I actually don't even remember if I went and thumbs up our own stream, so I'm gonna do that. Hold on.
Yeah,
We deserve them all.
I probably didn't either. So, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. It's always appreciated that you're here. We love each and every one of you guys, and there's at this point there's no reason that I can't be here next week. I don't know about your schedule, but we'll leave it up in the air.
I should be here as well.
So that'll be good. And then stuff and more stuff and more stuff. I don't really have anything to promote. It is kind of the way it is. So yeah, that's it. I got nothing else. Thank you guys for being here. We love each and every one of you. Tune in next week at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll do most of it again.
Oh, you think we should retool some of the content from today?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we need to work on a different script.
You just need to get on board with what I'm doing.
Oh, you think so, huh? So with that, we'll say thank you guys. And until next time, as always, print on.
Print on.
And go